Alright, Schlockmeisters fans, we're going to watch a movie from 1981, a little sci-fi epic called EARTHBOUND. Let's watch.
Like they never died.
This is Tommy and his grandfather, Burl Ives. He plays Ned Anderson. Tommy's parents died in a car accident a year earlier.
I miss him too, Tommy.
Meanwhile, 600 miles away at some sort of NASA-type facility, they're tracking an object in space. That's Joseph Campanella.
Your message said urgent.
Yes. Well, ever since we detected the object entering our orbit 4 days ago, it's maintained an OBT of 37.4.
So this is back in Tommy and his grandfather's town, Gold Rush, California, and a siren is going off.
Tell anybody!
Stuart Pankin, the cop.
The space agency says flying saucers are going to land here. It's just like I was reading about before the phone rang. The same flying saucers filled with little blue scaly people.
Sure enough, in the sky, that object that the NASA was tracking does appear. The citizens are out looking for something, and Ned and Tommy find a family.
He's only a boy. We have no weapons.
How many are there of you?
This is all.
They're crashed because their ship is damaged. Ned and Tommy agree to help them.
Suppose it goes without saying, the sooner you leave our Earth, the better, huh?
There's nothing we'd like more. But as I said, our ship is damaged. We have to make repairs.
How long will that take?
Not long at all. Once we find the material we need.
It's like our own.
They have a green monkey, too.
Jin, we thought we lost you. Jin, what's that?
We're not sure, really. We found her on one of the planets we were visiting for our work.
So, the aliens have a big sleepover with Ned and Tommy.
I've been trying to go to sleep, but Dale won't turn that thing off.
Dalen, I told you to turn this off a long time ago. Come on, it's time.
You see, there are things in
Christopher
space,
Connolly's the actor.
for lack of a better word,
Meredith McRae,
we call them windows.
the wife.
They allow us to travel from one star system to another. We were nearing the window we needed to return home when we ran into a cosmic storm which, well, it damaged our guidance system.
I see. I'm sure you can, Sheriff.
Roadblocks have been set up all over the
My
place.
orders are to search all vehicles.
That's right. That's what his orders are.
Are they going to be busted?
Come with me. Come on.
They search and find nobody.
I never knew Tommy had a green monkey. That's neat.
Next car.
Yeah, they found Jin, but nobody else because our aliens have the ability to make themselves invisible by holding their breath. They have other powers as well.
Oh, no. Don't worry.
What happens if you try to catch us in this?
They also have some super strength.
Can I try that?
Sure.
That's a shot put.
Wow, how did I do that?
The government's doing some snooping.
Like hair.
doesn't make any sense. Yeah. About as much sense as a green monkey.
The powers also help them, or help Tommy win the basketball game against some local bullies.
I call that my jump shot.
The father's on some college campus or somewhere. He's looking for the fuel he needs, and he finds the element, or whatever it is, in a small amount.
At last, I've begun to wonder if you even existed on this planet. Now all I have to do is find enough of you.
Throw the shot put and use your power to bring it back.
In that case, pretend it didn't happen.
The alien daughter is going to be showing off at the pool. And showing off is going to come with a price.
That was the most fantastic dot I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, did you like it?
It was stupendous.
I found it particularly interesting also.
She is
I'm
now
afraid you are going
busted.
to have to come with me, young lady.
I brought you some food.
What about Kevin?
They have it downtown at the Federal Building. Grandpa wrote it all down.
They wouldn't hurt her, would they?
No, they can't do that. There's laws against that. I guess she'll have told them a lot by now. Not Kevin. What do you mean?
So he decides to call them.
What did you have in mind?
First, I'd like you to understand. We were forced to land on your planet to make repairs to our ship. We have no weapons. We wish to hurt no one.
He wants to make a deal.
We're going to leave the Earth as soon as possible.
They agree to a deal. He's going to give him proof of alien existence
Put that away. This isn't a weapon.
in exchange for his daughter.
Part of the bargain. The absolute proof we exist.
Fascinating. Put it down.
Put down your gun first.
Not a chance.
It's jackass, Daddy.
Yeah, that too. Come on.
Oh, they decide to make a run for it.
Hold your breath and run at the same time.
Yes?
Okay.
Nice power to have.
Is that what it says?
There's a subplot here.
I can't believe that you'd be that stupid.
This guy's trying to sell
Go in there and bring out the real books.
the hotel out from under Burl Ives.
Oh,
He was doing some shady business.
picture.
That bad guy doctored the books to make it look like the hotel's losing money. There's some sort of shareholder vote that's going to happen. Turns out the hotel is making money.
Looks like a hurricane hit it.
Yeah, a hurricane named Madden.
However, the alien friends
All-seeing being
can change what he's saying.
The reports in front of you will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this hotel has been losing money consistently for the past 6 quarters.
He's lying.
This is not only a good, but a necessary move for us stockholders, as can clearly be seen by these falsified reports I've made you. But what I mean is, I mean the sale to the sheik will be long complete, and we'll all be happy before Ned can sort out the true records I sabotaged, which will prove beyond the shadow of a doubt that I am honest, to God, a liar and a cheat.
They're trying to get more fuel.
Let's get to work.
They've got a really big problem, though.
Laura, half the people on this planet are looking for us. We have to have some more in order.
Can't get it, Seth. Not in time, anyway. Not enough.
Why not?
Fluorine ore exists on this planet in very small quantities. It's what they call a trace element.
That's impossible. Look, our scanner said it was here.
But Dad, we ran the test backwards and forwards.
Our scanner said it exists here, and we just assumed it's in abundance, like at home.
So they're trapped.
Bearing this in mind, Tommy and I, we want you to stay here with us. We really do.
Thank you.
It drops off and it's bottomless.
And if we can get the ship over the edge into the crater, it'll never be found.
Good thing
Gotta get rid of their
Get a
ship
big,
first.
powerful boat out there tonight. Maybe we could drag her.
So 3 of them scuba down to the ship to retrieve the last of their belongings and to drop it off the end of a cliff. Which they are able to do. They're going to stay behind, and Father's going to manage the hotel, and
You're welcome.
everybody lives happily ever after.
2 weeks on the job, you'll be running the place better than anybody.
That's our film.
I guess you didn't hear about the way I cleaned the pool.
Oh, but I did. But it might be better next time to use the conventional method. Instead of lifting the water up and sweeping underneath.
All right, let's talk about the movie Earthbound. Believe it or not, this is a movie I actually saw in the theater in 1981. Saw it that summer. In fact, a friend of mine was going to go see it like the next day or a couple days later. And he was actually going to come over to my house, but then he said, nope, I'm not coming over. We're actually going to go to a movie instead. Then I wanted him to come over. So I told him that I had a monkey in the house. I told him my dad had found a monkey just wandering the streets, and we took it home as a pet. So he was so excited to see the monkey that he decided not to go to see Earthbound. Instead, he came over to my house to see my non-existent monkey. So, yeah, so sorry, Chris, you never got to see Earthbound because you thought I had a monkey. Anyway, the movie itself is a little bit cheesy. It was designed to be a pilot for a made-for-TV, for a TV series. In fact, it runs about 100 minutes, which would have been like a 2-part, or just, like an hour and 40-minute movie, actually. But didn't take off, and it just is a standalone movie. Once the networks passed on it, they decided to put it in the theaters, and that's where I saw it. It's about a family of aliens that look just like humans, look like us. They crash on our planet because they're running out of fuel, and something's wrong with their ship. So they need to get this fuel source, and they do find it on Earth. However, they need a lot of it, and we only have a tiny little bit. So unfortunately, they're trapped here. Luckily for them, they meet Burl Ives, who runs this hotel, along with his grandson, Tommy. And they kind of take him in and protect him. And eventually, they get new identities for them. And they decide they're going to stay because they can't leave. And that's how the movie ends. It's kind of like a happy ending with aliens living down on Earth. Incidentally, speaking of the monkey scenario, this movie does have a monkey in it, a green monkey named Jin. No connection to the monkey that I allegedly found, or my dad found back in the day. So this movie, actually, I have a little history with this movie. It was a rated, I had it taped on a beta tape, which I taped off of like USA Network or something like that in the 80s. Then in the early 90s and mid 90s, as I was trying to re-tape everything that I could find on brand new SP copies or DVDs or pre-recorded VHS tapes, this was one of the hardest ones to find. I could find no record of it even existing on VHS in this country. And then I found a webpage with some guy who said he found it in a bin in like one of his local video stores. He lives in Canada. And I saw his review online. I was like, hey, can you still get that movie for me? I don't know how I stumbled upon it, but I did. And he went to the store and bought it for me. It was like $5 or something like that. And he mailed it to me. Turns out like a day or two later, somebody else asked him if he could get that movie for him instead. So I got it just in time. Turns out the other guy who asked him was actually an extra in the movie. I said, hey, give me that guy's name and number. I'll send him a copy, which I did, so he was happy to get it. So I guess we're all happy. But anyway, as far as I know, I'm the only one who owns a pre-recorded VHS tape of the movie Earthbound. I've never seen any existence of it anywhere else, although I did find out it was released in the UK also on videotape, as well as like in Germany in some different language. So, but anyway, Earthbound, not available on DVD either. This is DVD-R with homemade box art. I think this is the first homemade box art I ever had. This was made a couple of years ago. Anyway, I like this movie. It is streaming on YouTube right now. I know this because I'm the one who put it up there. So check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It's called Earthbound. It's cheesy, but it's kind of fun. Just a little family movie. Watch it. Leave some comments down below. We'll talk about it. Earthbound. Bye.